So I thought I'd sit down with Ryan today and have him share with us a couple of things that we've been working on. So Ryan, most recently you've been hatching this idea, the Elite Concierge Program. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, we've been talking a lot over the course of the past year about our value proposition, particularly to our buyers. What is our agent's unique selling proposition? At the same time, we're looking at our company saying, what is our unique selling proposition? We're one of the few family businesses, the only that is of substantial size that still has family ownership. But the assets that we have in place are so unique, no other company can touch us. We have a mortgage company that is in-house. We have an insurance company that is in-house. We run programs through our capital markets that help our customers purchase homes, refresh their homes. And now, lately, we're helping our customers actually hook up their utilities and their cable, their internet, as well as manage their actual move services. These are things that other companies cannot touch. So what we're trying to do is explain and bring out the value that we provide as a company and promote that to our audience of buyers. So we really, when we step into that agreement with them, they understand why they're paying for the services that they're paying for.
Yeah, and I know that we all like to go out to our offices, visit our branches, hold regional meetings, and we work really hard on talking about this message. What have you found when you've been out in the branches? What's been the reaction?
So I've been, as you, back with the company about 2 decades, and we've promoted a lot of new things. But I think this is unique in that it's a value add to our agents that helps them explain why the professional service fee that they're charging is what it is. And it supports the value that they provide. So I may have been in my local marketplace for 10, 20 years, and I know every home and I know where the setbacks are. But the unique thing about William Raveis is I have a whole team behind me helping my buyers transition from getting prepared for their move, getting their finances in order, getting a competitive rate quote from over 50 different lenders, to getting an insurance quote from, we have 60 insurance carriers. And often they're helping get deals done. Once that deal's consummated, tying it up and providing the additional level of service with utilities and move management, we want our customers leaving that transaction absolutely floored with the level of service that they've received. And the goal is, if we do this really well as a company, if we can be consistent in how we deliver this service, our brand as a company becomes elevated, and the brand of our agents as a member of our company become elevated.
And I remember this when I was selling real estate back over 30 years ago now. We spent a lot of time on listing presentations and demonstrating our value, talking about what we would do to market homes, and it was very comprehensive. We haven't until recently really started talking about all the different things that is required to represent buyers. So we've been working very hard in this last year and a half or so, especially making sure that our agents are able to demonstrate what their value is and why it's different than other companies.
Well, it's the buyer-broker agreement. It's an opportunity for us to sit down. It used to be a home buyer, a potential home buyer would say, Ryan, come show me that property, and we'd rush out to the property. Now, it's commonplace in the market to sit down beforehand and talk about what are the services that I'm providing. So the whole landscape of the real estate industry and how that's changed has changed to our favor, actually, because we have a unique set of agents who are the top of their market, and we have a unique company that provides things that others don't, and they cannot touch the services that we provide. If we can tie that all together, then that is just an additional value that we have, and it will reflect on how we perform as a company and as sales associates.
Yeah, that's really important too, because our agents can work anywhere. So we constantly work on why are we different? What can we provide our agents who in turn provide their clients with something very special? So I'm pretty excited about rolling this out now. How long do you think it will take before this becomes normal in the marketplace?
Well, I think this has changed. We all have to rewire the way that we do business. We have to rewire our sales process, the way that we speak to our customers, and the steps that we take in helping our customers. And that takes time. That's why you'll see a lot of me out in the offices. You'll see a lot of Chris, and you'll hear a lot about it in the publications we have as a company. This is a moving old habits, and that doesn't happen overnight. But we're here. We're here for our agents. There's a ton of support with me and Krista and our local concierge and our managers in our offices, and it's all meant to help really promote the value of our agents in the marketplace.
And just having been back from some of the major conferences in the United States, everybody's working on the same concepts, really starting to try to demonstrate value on the buy side. And I can't tell you how refreshing it was when I was there, the validation that I received, because we were doing something very different that no one's really doing at this point. I expect others will be jumping in at some point.
Sure, but we have a head start. We do have unique things that others don't. We have 30 years and two lines of business that are needed by our customers. We have a whole team dedicated to helping up utility connects and helping set up move services. These things don't happen overnight, and the brand and the reputation and experience and having a good experience for your customer and knowing where all the pitfalls are. We've been there for 40 years. We've been doing it. The magic is, how do we tie it together? How do we communicate our value now out to the marketplace and out to our consumers?
Yeah, I thought it was an interesting concept too, that we ultimately ended up coming up. We discussed it at an executive team, and how is this going to be offered? So it's one thing to be able to say that we can provide mortgage insurance, now utility connections, which include cable, dish network, those sorts of services, and moving services, but how is it delivered? That question was really interesting, because we could have hired people in a call center. It's very typical these days in terms of concierge, how it works. Or we could do it another way. What was that other way?
Yeah, I love this one. So I was out I've been out in our offices a lot, and explained this. I said we could have a concierge team, but we have somebody local in our offices who can act as a take on the persona of a concierge, somebody who's well trained on all of our products, who knows the real estate and finance and insurance process. So we decided to have that person be our local mortgage banker and have them act as the concierge, have them approach the customer in a service-oriented manner, describing all the services that our company provides, and with the first stop being, we'll help you prepare for your transaction and get pre-approved. That's the first stop after the explanation of all of our concierge services. The big change here, though, Chris, is we want all of our customers introduced to this service. And if they don't need it, they don't need it. But I can't imagine if my neighbor and I bought houses at the same time, and my neighbor, a month after the closing, receives a beautiful Tiffany box on his or her doorstep. And I ask where they got it, and it's because they use William Raveis Mortgage Insurance and the real estate services and had all this help saving time, connect their utilities and their moving services. I would be a little off put if I didn't hear about those services and I was a William Raveis customer. So I think, just as any great brand does, any great company, it's the consistency with which they offer that high level of service is really what's going to make it stick.
And the personal side of it too. I just love this concept of the loan officers really serving a dual role right now, because they have the relationships in our branches. They know our agents, and they're familiar with many times their customers too. So what a better experience than to be outsourced to a call center to do all this. And I'm sure there's services that do that, but I just love this move about the loan officers who have the relationship delivering this, because it's such a much more intimate experience.
I called when we were thinking about this, rolling this out and how to roll it out. I called our top 100 agents. I spoke with them personally, and I was really wowed by the positive feedback of having somebody that they knew and they trusted in the office, that if they needed to pass a note to them, they could. If they needed to tell them something a little bit about the client, they could.
Well, there you have it. A bit of an update from us on one of our newest innovations and how we got there. And we are all looking forward to seeing how this year unfolds and how this program really takes off.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.